I was so intimidated by the amount of work that I had.
Right.
And the amount of the story that they had given me.
Right.
And this like faith that they had in me.
And John is a monster, isn't he? He's like, I don't want you here, Katie. Get out of here.
He's amazing. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
And so I have said this many times that he held my hand through that season.
Oh, dude.
Because I got pep talks all the time.
He was an actor. He
was amazing the entire time. And just like, he was like, you were right for this role the moment we hired you.
Mm-hmm.
Just do what you do.
Yeah.
As Bo, you know this character better than anybody. Just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was like, okay. But he did. He believed in me so much. And I leaned on that multiple times because there were times where my mind would start to run and I would get ahead of myself and I would get into what people were going to say and what they were going to think of my performance.
Because it's Star Wars and everyone's going to see it.
Because everyone's going to say something. It's
Star Wars.
Everyone's
going to say something.
Everyone's going to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And going in, you can't win them all.
No.
So I knew going in, I was split. You know that. You know there's going to be a group of people that think you're terrible. And that if you allow that to get into your head, for me anyway, it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Actually fuck you up on set.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting about Star Wars is you don't know for 10 or 20 years. You could be like, oh, we blew it. And then you find out 10 or 20 years later, like, no, it's beloved. You're like, what? My buddy David Collins, who is the reason I'm here, by the way, because David Collins, who started at LucasArts, that's where he started interning at Skywalker, and then he was on the sound department at LucasArts. And they'd created this painting of Starkiller.
I was going to ask you if this is how you got Starkiller.
Yeah, and it looked like me. It didn't look exactly like me, but it looked enough like me. And David then slipped my headshot in the pile to be considered for auditions. So it's all on him that I'm even here. David then went on to play Proxy because he was filling in. They were going to it was hilarious. I can say it now. They were talking about no, we're eventually going to get Seth Green or something like that to do this assassin droid that's like your best friend. So he's supposed to be super friendly, but he's constantly trying to kill you, but he's super friendly. It's a droid that Vader designed to mess with your mind. And David was filling in, but he played it perfectly. Mm-hmm. So suddenly a bunch of us were like, dude, just give it to David. You're only going to direct another actor to do what David's already doing.
Yeah.
So David, anyway, went on to do all kinds of different sound stuff. And now he's over at Skywalker. He was the sound designer for season 3 of Mandalorian.
Yes.
He's done a whole bunch of other stuff. But this is all. What was the point of what I was saying?
We were talking about Starkiller and how you got the job,
right? And
this is how you showed up, and then you said there was a proxy about it, and that you got him a job.
Yeah. So he. But there was a greater point. You were talking. So David Collins talks about. Because, you do these Star Wars projects, and certainly around the prequels, suddenly everyone was sounding off about how they felt about Star Wars. Oh, it's George Lucas ruined my childhood, stuff like that. And David always felt like, oh, what sucks is I feel like I got into Star Wars after it was ruling the world, and we're working on a prequel game. Oh, we just got trashed in the reviews. Everyone hates us. Oh, I worked really hard as my first lead sound design, and it's this game called Republic Commando, and oh, look, okay, we failed. The reviewers hated, and he would be beaten down by that experience. And then you jump ahead 10 years or 20 years, and Republic Commandos are everywhere at cons. They're in the shows now. They're all over the place. And this is where we started learning, no, you don't know for 10 or 20 years. Clone Wars, you know how many times we were told how much time we were wasting? It's a terrible show. It's terrible. Why are you even doing this?
It's for kids. I don't understand. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. And then some decade later, we come back to finish the show, and suddenly, oh my God, you were in Clone Wars? And these are like heavy hitter showrunners of big shows going, you were in Clone Wars? Oh my God, Clone Wars. Tell us all about Clone Wars. And you're like, this was the little show that everyone told us we were wasting our time on.
Yeah.
And George had really lost the plot, man. And George doesn't know what he's doing and all this. So you don't know. So that's the fun thing is you You seem to be escaping unscathed even now. So I think in the 10 or 20 years,
They'll hate me.
it's going to be no. They generally only
They don't go
with that. They doesn't
They don't go
generally
the other
fall into
direction.
yeah.
They don't
So
go
I
the
think
other
you're
direction.
fine. I think
Thank
you're fine.
God.